the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Watching a football team.
I like football team.
I mean, that one's not bad either.
I like football team.
We know that they're not going to do that, though. They're not going to. They got to sell something. Jarrett.
Yes.
Is Washington a playoff team this year?
You know, I'm talking myself into it a little bit more by the day.
Oh, no.
And look, JP can make all his huffs and puffs all he wants, but this is a very good defense. They were 9th in the NFL in DVOA last year. And if they can just see any sort of upgrade at quarterback from what Taylor Heineke was or Carson Wentz was, which I think Sam Howell can do that, and it's not a high bar to clear, I think they're going to be a lot of fun. You look at Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, two very good receivers. I think one of the more underrated receiving duos in football. You still got Curtis Samuel there. If he can stay healthy, I mean, that's a big if, and, you know, figuring out a way to use him. But if anybody can figure out a way to use him when he's on the field, it's Eric Bieniemy. I like Brian Robinson at running back. Offensive line-wise, and you got Leno at left tackle. You got Wiley at right tackle. Say that 5 times fast. I do have a little bit of questions about the interior of their offensive line. But defensively, man, they're solid. They're really good. That defensive front's still really good. I need Chase Young to stay healthy. That's, you know, the biggest thing for them right now, and why his name's been floating around trade rumors. But I like the addition of Emmanuel Forbes. We're already seeing kind of peaks of his aggression paying off in camp. And look, that could come back to bite them a little bit, but I think that they saw his instincts were something big that they wanted to have in their defense. Derek Forrest quietly had a really good year last year. I'm going to be curious to see how they use Benny St. Juste and what role he plays. But yeah, defensively, man, I'm completely sold on them. I think they got better on that side of the ball. I think they're still going to be a top 10 team DVOA wise. And then offensively, I think that Sam Howell can be better than Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz. If there's going to be a surprise team, man, there always is, at least one every year. I think the Commanders can be that this year. Can they push for the 7th seed? I absolutely think so. Will they get it? Time will tell. If I'm a betting man and you got to tell me yes or no, will they make it? If it comes down to the Commanders and the Bears, who else is going to be fighting for the 7th seed in the NFC? We can just kind of throw out names. Maybe
the
New
Giants.
I will say this right now: the Commanders,
the
are better
Lions.
than the Giants. The Commanders are better than the Giants. I will say that. I will bet. I'll take whatever bet you want me to take that they'll have a better record than the Giants.
Man,
very much sold on that.
Sam
Howell will have a better year than Daniel Jones will.
I just love that Sam Howell's getting this full burn here.
One game in the NFL.
There's my bold take.
I think we need to relax with Sam Howell a little bit. The preseason game, it was fine. He didn't really do anything that impressive. The offense was very horizontal.
I'm not even overreacting about Sam. I said he'll be better than Daniel Jones, which is not a high bar, JP Acosta. If he throws 18 touchdowns and throws 6 picks, I'm counting that as a win.
Can he do that?
I think he can.
It's a very look. I just think we need to actually see what Sam Howell actually is in the NFL. I don't know if he's going to be good or not. It's just going to be. It's a very uphill. It's a big uphill climb for a 5th round pick.
We don't know a lot about him in terms of his play in the NFL. I get it. We know he throws a really pretty deep ball. We know he's got a gun. It's just a matter of we'll see what happens. We've still got 2 preseason games.
He also can't see the field. So if he can't make the reads and all you're doing is just throwing deep balls, you've turned the offense into the first half Steelers offense, which is just all rollouts and throwing the ball downfield.
JP, who starts more games this year for Washington? Jacoby Brissett or Sam Howell?
I think Sam Howell does, mainly because if you're starting Jacoby Brissett, that means you're probably packing it in for the year. And I don't think they're going to pack it in. I think the Commanders will probably be a competitive team. They'll be fun. I think the defense has a lot of fun pieces. But I will say I'm going to sound like a hater. Outside of the Rams, they might have the worst linebacker room in the league.
There's a lot of.
But on the positive side, do you think Emmanuel Forbes could be the best rookie defender in this draft?
No. I think it'll be fine.
Does he have superstar upside? People really liked him as a dark horse in the draft here.
I think he knows how to get hands on the ball, and that is a very good instinct for a corner to have.
Let me give you the names of their all.
I don't even know this guy. Does he play for the Tennessee?
It's
who?
The guy you just talked about.
Emmanuel Forbes. He was from Mississippi State.
He played at Mississippi State.
Just the way he was talking.
He's 160 pounds soaking wet.
He's a small guy.
Yeah, Washington, I don't think has a Tennessee guy. Now that I think about it, I don't think
their off-ball linebackers on the roster right now are Cody Barton, who would be the starter, Milo Eifler.
Yeah, that's not a real person.
Milo's a strong name.
And
that is a strong name, Evan.
Strong name for a fake person.
And then Drew White as their third string, and then the other linebacker, Jamin Davis, which is looking, he needs to do something, man.
He's not good. Like,
yeah. But also, can we talk about how weird it is that Chase Young's just going into a contract year with him because they declined his option, and he's just going to ride this out?
They kind of had to, you know?
Yeah.
He hasn't played in 2 years.
But isn't it weird? Like, we don't see this with superstar potential edge guys, where they just decline the option and then he's just going to ride this last year.
Well, I mean, it's a unique situation.
It's unique. He hasn't played in 2 years. He's still recovering from a torn ACL. He looked pretty good in the first week. He had a crazy
He got to Deshaun Watson. You just couldn't bring him down.
Yeah, I think that's a very promising sign. I think the defensive line is going to be great again. Yeah. They are still one of the only teams that I've seen play like a true 5-2 with 5 defenders, 5 defensive linemen, hand in the dirt. I think that rocks.
They're kind of like San Francisco, where they just took the names that you thought you should take, and then they just kept doing it. Like, oh, let's take a Bosa. Let's take a South Carolina defensive line. Let's take an Oregon guy. Let's take a Stanford guy. When it was just, I feel like they just were like Bama, Mississippi State. Let's see who else. They're just filling up on dudes. They're like, worst case scenario, they're fine. I don't see them being bad. We're just
gonna trades. Yeah, but Derek Forrest is gonna be good. I'd like him at safety. I just don't have a lot of faith in Sam Howell right now. Not only that, I think the receivers are fine. The receivers are good. I just don't have a lot of faith in that quarterback right now. I also don't have a lot of faith in the offensive line right now. So you're betting on a shaky offensive line with an unknown at quarterback and maybe a good running game. You sound like the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, whoa. We didn't deserve that, Stray. Whoa.
Let me finish. You sound like if the Atlanta Falcons had a good defense.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you...
The Falcons are winning the NFC South. What are we talking about? Jesse Bates just changed his number to 3. We released Mikael Walker.
Congratulations.
No one knows what you just said.
Jalen Mayfield's now a swing tackle. Arthur Smith out here doing the Lord's work. He'll find a spot for Jalen Mayfield.
No one outside of Georgia knows what any of those words put together.
Think about it. Unknown at quarterback. Good skill position talent.
Yeah.
He's not unknown. He's just midder.
Offensive line is shaky sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I think it's going to be good now.
The only difference is Washington has a defense. That's really the only difference between them and Atlanta. So I'm not saying they're going to be bad.
I think they're also better coached in Atlanta.
Maybe. They might be.
I'm buying into Sam Howell. I think that's the moral of this story, is that you're a little bit lower on Howell than I, and that's fine. I think that he'll be solid. I don't think he's going to.
We have the Commanders in the schedule again this year. We might get Heineke versus Sam Howell in the middle of this year.
Jesus Christ, that is abysmal.
That sounds like a game that Chris Myers will be announcing.
Okay. Well, the Falcons don't have a primetime game, so we won't be getting any Al Michaels announcing Desmond Ridder for the win. Also, I'll say this: hard to say, but I'm cold when it comes to kickers. Younghoe Koo should have been cut after this weekend. Like, I'm immediately out. 2 missed extra points. You cut him. Like, I'm out. Like, you missed 2 extra points in preseason. I'm out. I don't want that in my life. I don't want
your best offensive player for like 3 years, man.
Love it. I'm not disagreeing. He went to Georgia Southern. He's a local hero. Matt Bryant, not out here missing kicks. Morton Anderson, not out here doing this.
Well, Morton Anderson did miss a kick. He did miss a kick. Like, that's... I hate to bring that up, but he did miss a kick.
No. And here's what I'm saying. When it goes, it goes. And I can't do it. I hate having a bad kicker or a shaky kicker more than anything in the world. What's Robbie Gould doing now, Evan? Did he retire?
Waiting for a contract. The Niners might have to sign him again, though, the way Jake Moody
missing kicks. Man.
Don't draft